Have you noticed your Mercedes displaying a warning about the number plate light? It may seem minor, but it could indicate a problem. Maybe you've noticed one side of your license plate isn't illuminated anymore, making the rear of your Mercedes look incomplete at night.
Ignoring this small issue can lead to inspection failures, traffic fines, and unnecessary warning messages every time you start your Mercedes.
Fortunately, fixing the problem is often simple, affordable, and something most Mercedes owners can do without professional assistance. In this video, I'll show you the common causes, simple diagnosis steps, and the fastest way to restore your Mercedes number plate light. Most drivers never think about their number plate lights until one suddenly stops working and a warning appears on the dashboard. Although these lights are small, they play an important role in keeping your Mercedes legal and clearly visible during nighttime driving. Their job is simple: keeping your license plate bright and readable so other drivers and authorities can easily identify your vehicle. If one or both lights fail, your license plate becomes harder to read, especially in poor weather or complete darkness. Many countries require working number plate lights, making this small repair essential for passing inspections and avoiding unnecessary penalties. Beyond legal requirements, working plate lights also enhance the premium appearance that every Mercedes owner expects from their vehicle. Now that you know why this small light matters, let's find out what's actually causing the problem and how to fix it. The first sign is usually a warning message appearing on your Mercedes dashboard immediately after starting the engine or switching on the lights. Sometimes the dashboard shows no warning at first, but one side of the license plate becomes noticeably darker than the other.
In some cases, both license plate lights stop working at the same time, pointing toward a fuse, wiring, or electrical issue.
LED license plate lights may also flicker before failing completely, especially when moisture or electrical corrosion begins affecting the connection.
Intermittent lighting often indicates a loose connector rather than a failed bulb, making proper diagnosis extremely important before replacing any parts. Recognizing these early symptoms helps you identify the real cause quickly and prevents unnecessary spending on parts you don't actually need. Now that you've identified the symptoms, let's look at the most common reasons why your Mercedes number plate light stops working. The most common cause is simply a burnt-out bulb, especially on older Mercedes models equipped with traditional halogen license plate lights. Over time, every bulb reaches the end of its lifespan, making replacement the quickest and simplest solution in many situations.
Newer Mercedes models often use sealed LED modules instead of replaceable bulbs, requiring the entire lighting unit to be replaced.
If the LEDs inside the module fail, replacing the complete assembly is usually the only reliable repair option available. Fortunately, replacing a license plate light module usually takes only a few minutes and requires very basic hand tools.
Another common cause is moisture entering the light housing, allowing corrosion to develop on the electrical contacts over several years.
Even a small amount of corrosion can interrupt electrical flow, causing the light to flicker or stop working completely. Cleaning the electrical contacts with a quality contact cleaner often restores a reliable connection without replacing expensive components.
Loose wiring connectors can also cause intermittent failures, especially after previous repairs or work around the trunk area.
If the connector isn't fully seated, vibration from everyday driving may cause the lights to switch on and off unexpectedly. Finally, if both license plate lights stop working together, a blown fuse could be preventing power from reaching the lighting circuit. Now let's diagnose the problem step by step, starting with the easiest checks before replacing any parts or spending unnecessary money. First, switch on your parking lights and walk behind the vehicle to check whether one or both license plate lights are working. Carefully inspect both light housings, comparing their brightness and looking for signs of moisture, cracks, or physical damage. Use a plastic trim removal tool to gently release the light housing without scratching the paint or damaging the retaining clips. Once the housing is removed, inspect the bulb or LED module closely for visible signs of failure or overheating. If everything appears normal, examine the electrical connector for loose pins, corrosion, broken wires, or moisture contamination before continuing. Reconnect the connector securely, making sure it clicks firmly into place before testing the lights again. Turn the parking lights back on and verify whether the repair solved the problem before moving to more advanced electrical testing. If the light still doesn't work, it's time to inspect the fuse before assuming the light module itself has completely failed. Hold the fuse against a bright light and inspect the metal strip inside for any signs of a broken connection. Replace any blown fuse with another one of exactly the same amperage to protect the electrical system from potential damage. If the fuse is good but the light remains off, the next step is checking whether electrical power reaches the connector.
Using a digital multimeter, measure the voltage at the connector while the parking lights are switched on.
If voltage is present but the light stays dark, the bulb or LED module is almost certainly defective and should be replaced.
If there's no voltage at all, inspect the wiring harness carefully for damaged wires, poor connections, or hidden electrical faults.
By following these simple diagnostic steps in order, you'll identify the real problem accurately without replacing parts that still work perfectly.
Once you've identified the faulty component, replacing the number plate light is surprisingly simple and usually takes only a few minutes.
Carefully disconnect the electrical connector from the old light module without pulling directly on the wiring harness or damaging the connector. Now connect the new module securely until you hear a firm click, confirming the electrical connector has locked into position. Slide the new light module carefully back into the housing, ensuring the retaining clips lock securely without forcing any plastic components. Switch on the parking lights again to verify the replacement was successful before reinstalling any remaining trim pieces or tools. Compare both lights carefully to ensure they match in brightness, color temperature, and overall appearance for a clean factory finish. Finally, close the trunk, step back, and confirm the warning message has disappeared from the dashboard after completing the repair. With the repair complete, your Mercedes is once again road legal, safer at night, and looking exactly as it should.
Even after replacing the light, a few common mistakes can cause the problem to return sooner than you might expect.
One of the biggest mistakes is buying the wrong replacement bulb or LED module for your specific Mercedes model and year.
Installing low-quality aftermarket LEDs can trigger dashboard warnings, flickering lights, or compatibility issues with your Mercedes electrical system. Another common mistake is forcing the plastic housing during installation, which can easily break the retaining clips or crack the lens. Many owners also ignore corrosion inside the connector, replacing the light repeatedly without fixing the real electrical problem underneath. Taking a few extra minutes to inspect every component carefully helps ensure the repair lasts for years without returning unexpectedly. As you've seen, a faulty Mercedes number plate light is usually a simple problem with an equally simple solution when diagnosed correctly. Whether the cause was a burnt bulb, failed LED module, loose connector, corrosion, or blown fuse, the repair doesn't have to be difficult. Following a systematic inspection saves time, prevents unnecessary part replacements, and helps restore your Mercedes safely and confidently. Now your Mercedes looks exactly as it should, with both number plate lights shining brightly and every warning message successfully cleared. Want the same reliable upgrade for your Mercedes? I've linked the 3 best CAN-bus-compatible LED number plate light modules in the description below.
Check them out and choose the one that fits your Mercedes model for a quick, error-free, plug-and-play installation.
If you found this guide helpful, subscribe
For more Mercedes maintenance tips, simple DIY repairs, and expert troubleshooting guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.